Hey yo, YouTube. It's your boy, Pat-Riot. So it looks like the Hearing Protection Act has passed another hurdle. It made it made it out of committee. It made it to the as an amendment in the new budget bill. So this is a good thing. I just got finished listening to Lawfully Arms live. Sorry I missed it. Lawfully, if you watch this later. Um, so yeah, everybody needs to stay on the ball. Like the fight's not over, and nobody's going to fight the war for you. So you've got to do it. Now we got to start calling our senators. Each of you only have two of them, so you only need to make two phone calls. Politely, respectfully, tell them that you support passing this budget bill with the Hearing Protection Act in it in full, and we'd also like to throw in the Short Act as another amendment, which will then have to be sent back down to the House and they'll have to vote on it again. But I think it might be worth the hassle and maybe a slight delay just trying to get it in there. And I wanted to address a couple things I heard in Lawfully's live. When you make a firearm at home, according to the ATF website, you do not have to serialize a homemade firearm. So as long as that holds true, you would not have to serialize a homemade suppressor. And you can make it out of whatever you want. You can 3D print one out of completely just plastic. It'll thread right on there and it'll work for a while until it gets hot enough. But who cares? I'll just print another one. Or if you want to get fancy, you can start putting the 3D printed baffles into titanium tubes. And you can even have metal thread section and tube and just be able to swap baffles out whenever you want. I mean, you can 3D print Glock frames at home. You can 3D print AR lowers at home, and they do not require serial numbers. Funny enough, if you Google it, the Google AI says that you do have to serialize your frames, your homemade firearms. So turn that shit off because it lies. And the way suppressors work now, they were saying about needing to do paperwork to cross state lines. That is only SBRs. Suppressors do not need any permission to cross state lines. The only caveat is that the suppressor has to be legal in the state that you're going to. Let me see, was there anything else in there? I think I had a couple other points, but I've already forgotten. So yeah, it'll be if we somehow manage to get the Short Act and the HPA through in this budget bill through reconciliation, that will be amazing. I will immediately be making suppressors or buying suppressors for basically everything I own, and throwing stocks on all my pistols because why not? coming at you from New Mexico, about 30 miles from the Arizona line. And usually when I hit Arizona, a little ways before that, maybe even I start losing signal. So this probably won't last very long. I guess I'd like to talk a little bit about forced reset triggers too. We sort of had a victory in that on that front. uh, Matt from Floodbusters said that the government basically made a pinky promise to not pursue the forced reset trigger anymore. But I'm sure the next one of the next administrations will just find a way to weasel out of that. But in the meantime, they've also given Rare Breed kind of like a monopoly on the force reset trigger. So they're supposed to aggressively enforce their patent, which will be interesting because Fudbusters also said that he found a another patent that may predate the patent that Rare Breed is using, because they didn't invent the trigger; they just bought the patent off the guy who did. And Fudbusters found a patent that predates that. That's basically the same thing. So may render their patent unenforceable. So what does that mean for this settlement? If they don't actually have the patent on it, are they in breach of contract with this settlement? And can the government just go back on it? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't give legal advice. And if you take legal advice from me, you're stealing. I've seen a few videos of the lady was a representative, I believe, from NAGR. They were the gun rights group that was helping them fight this, and they were saying that it was it looked like they were going to win their case, but then once it got appealed all the way up to the Supreme Court probably wouldn't have taken it, and they were worried that the appeals court wouldn't be granting the relief that this settlement gets. Like all NAGR members uh, might get their trigger back, and rare breed trigger customers might get their triggers back. But they were worried that the rest, anybody else who bought like wide open triggers from Big Daddy Unlimited or something, or other companies, wouldn't get theirs back. But again, the same video from Fudbusters, he was saying that the language, it already sounds like they're trying to weasel their way out of giving the triggers back anyways. They're supposed to come up with a website where you go to register and get yours back. You know how good the government websites work. The website will probably go up, like 2 weeks before the deadline, and then it'll be broken and nobody will get their triggers back. I don't know. Only time will tell. I almost wish they. I mean, I almost wish they took the fight to the bitter end to try and get actual court precedence, you know, for the forced reset trigger instead of just a promise not to pursue it anymore, because the government did not admit that it wasn't a machine gun. They just, in the settlement, they say they're not going to pursue it any further. So in a way, I don't blame rare breed triggers for taking the settlement. I mean, as a business decision, it was the best for them. But at the same token, the guy likes to tout how he went to bat for everyone, and where it doesn't seem that way of taking that settlement. It was a good business decision. It was good for Lawrence DeMonico and the other guy that are the owners of Rare Breed Triggers. Yeah, so I can't blame them for doing it. But at the same token, I kind of wish they had fought for it. I don't know where it goes from here. Maybe somebody will come up with some sort of class action lawsuit where, anybody who owns a trigger will be included in the lawsuit and try and take it all the way. Anyway, I'm just shouting into the void. Nobody's watching. And I'm coming up on the border, so I'll probably lose signal anyway. So I'm going to end it here. Y'all be nice.